And this is the channel in all its glory. The channel that can never be challenged. The channel on top of any tree. And the channel with its own Christmas card. It's the People's Wrestling Channel. I am, of course, the #1 heel, the Hall of Famer, the man with the many nicknames, the money-making, deal-making, one and only, the man, Ricky Goldman. And right now, you tell all your friends, you spread the word, you get your voice heard and tell everyone you know. You share, and share again. You go, all other videos. Smash a bell right here to the news. You got one of my notifications on. You never miss a video. You never miss a moment. You never miss an upload. And you never miss a second. Check out that description. Comment below. I say comment below. You can, of course, add me on Facebook at Ricky J. Pate. Follow me on Twitter at Rick the Rock 30. Go and view and like WWA World Wrestling Alliance on Facebook. You can. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Goldman to get all 3 of my designs in time for Christmas. And here people, here everyone, all my devoted fans, here is a taster. And there it is, Pro Wrestling Tees, Goldman's, and you can like and subscribe, like and subscribe. It is easy, it is simple. Hang on 1 second right there. Hold on, everyone. Stop the press because it is this easy. Right there. That's all you have to do. And if you do that, you do get 2. I said 2. I'll say it again. 2. And I'll say it one last time. 2 shout outs. It's easy. It is simple. Like and subscribe. That again. Like and subscribe. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a different video. This is going to be the state of American wrestling. So the 4 big companies in America, my views on them, my opinion on them, the good things, the bad things of each company this year. I will be doing one for UK companies tomorrow, and I've got a lot to say about one fucking company and all of its marks. But right now, I start with a company I don't not much about, but it is. Hang on, right here. None other than ROH, Ring of Honor Wrestling. So, company that I've actually been to see, company I went to see last October. The turnout was pretty decent, and the show was very, very good. I'm, very lucky to have seen it. very privileged to have seen it. The speaking out thing didn't help them. The thing with Marty Scurll and others, not going into what happened. But those of you who know, if you don't, those of you who don't, go on Google, go and search what Marty Scurll did. And it looked like they were getting back on track, but also all this pandemic thing happened. And now we've got no crowd. So it must be really, really hard to work to a crowd. To no crowd. They must be working to no crowd. So it must be really hard. It must be really difficult. They all had a return as of quite recently, and it was none other than Mike Bennett, who was in WWE and did get wasted there. His music, absolutely awful. The music does make a wrestler, but Mike Bennett returned, and I think with a crowd, he got a massive pop. And let's hope that Ring of Honor can get back on track, and let's hope and go again next year while all of this pandemic stuff is over, all this virus stuff is over, and they do another UK tour and then get to go again. But as we were getting back on track, all this stuff happened. Next up is another company I know a little bit about, but not everything, and it is Impact Wrestling. So Impact, another company I've been to see, not this year, but I've actually been to see 3 times, and a great time each and every time. Another company without a crowd. Again, it must be very hard, it must be very difficult working to no crowd. Many times people have said this is not Impact, it's over, you cannot survive, and each and every year they do. There was one point that Impact, I didn't think it was going to be a competition for WWE, all the broken stuff, the broken Matt Hardy stuff. I thought, there was a legitimate competition for WWE. Now you've had some returns, and you've had some people debuting from WWE to Impact. You've had the Club, you've had a young returning, you've had EC3 returning, you've had Heath Slater debuting, Kurt Hawkins debuting, you've had Rhino returning, and many others. There was a death at a wedding, I believe. As I said, no, only a little bit by Impact, but I do try and keep up with it. It's way too much wrestling to watch, just WWE alone, way too much. But Impact, again, working to no crowd. And hopefully, again, just like Ring of Honor, Impact can get on track back next year. Hopefully do another UK tour. And and hopefully get a lot better. Hopefully get fans, because I do believe they are killing it at the moment. And you had none other than the AEW champion Kenny Omega going to Impact. That's huge. Impact and AEW, the next one we're going to talk about. But AEW and Impact working together is huge. That can only mean good things. When we see Impact guys on AEW, we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully Impact Wrestling can get back on track. So the next company I already told you about, but it will be AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Now, quite a few things to say. Let's kind of address the thing everyone's talking about. And this is for you, Jason. The Icon Sting in AEW. Now, this is big. This is huge. The Icon is a legend. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He's a big name. He's a big name in WCW. He's a big name in Impact. And yes, he is a big name for AEW. But let's face it, he's not The Rock. He's not a Stone Cold. He's not a John Cena. He's not a Hulk Hogan. Yes, he's a big name, but he's not a giant name in AEW. He was at a WrestleMania 6 months into the company in WWE. Should he have won that match? Probably. And it made no sense Triple H winning. But I don't think he's been bigger in AEW than WWE. Like I said, he was at WrestleMania. That is the pinnacle. And a very quick, I think he's a very quick ratings draw, ratings pop. He's 61. If he wrestles, will AEW know better than WWE? And if he doesn't, and I'm going to agree with Jim Cornette, that is Sting needed in 2020, 2021? I don't know. Big name, but I don't think he's needed. Now, AEW are doing things good, and some things are good, some things are bad. Mostly good. So they've got the fans, or let's say about 1,000 fans. It's a start. Let's hope they can get more next year. I do like what AEW are doing. The pay-per-views are a few months, and they actually build to those pay-per-views and make them important, not just throwaway pay-per-views. No, they did Fighter Fest and Fight for the Fallen as AEW, like Dynamite specials. I'm talking about proper pay-per-views, Full Gear, Double or Nothing, etc., etc. So that is a good thing. Said AEW working with Impact is a good thing. But way too many WWE, former WWE in Impact in AEW. So let's run through Rusev, Zack Ryder. No, Zack Ryder's not there anymore, but it's still Cody, Goldust, The Revival, Vicky Guerrero, etc., etc. The wrestlers, the referees, the announcers, the commentators, the backstage crew, everything. They're all former WWE. So without WWE, there would be no AEW. For all the AEW marks, well, AEW is the best, and they're going to take WWE down. I don't think they will. AEW could work together with New Japan and Impact, and that's huge. But are they going to take down the giant that is WWE? That's a billion-dollar company that's been around years and years. No. But little things like a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite, the things with the Acclaimed, and they're all laughing about a magazine, and the Young Bucks looking at each other's dick, the junk, whatever you want to call it. That's like WWE humor. Vince McMahon would do something like that. I think he's absolutely funny. But in AEW, that's fine. In AEW, Sting being there is fine, but Goldberg challenging for the title in WWE, who's younger than Sting, that's a no-no. But that's more his fans than AEW. AEW do a lot of stuff right. Really nothing to say except for I hope that they do a tour over here and get more fans. AEW have been killing it. The champions have been killing it. Really nothing to say bad about Impact, AEW, except for too many former WWE, and a 61-year-old is fine in Impact in AEW, but in WWE, that would be a no-no. So that brings me to the biggest company in the world, and the final company, which is WWE. So WWE, let me just hang on, let me check my notes that I've covered everything. Also, going to kind of go back to Impact. See, I've got some good storylines. So with WWE, hang on 1 second. So there's a lot of good, but there's a lot of bad. So company-wide, 500 million in revenue WWE have made this year. That is incredible. The most companies ever made. Wow, 500 million is just an insane amount of money. I mean, again, to check my notes. So the Thunderdome, obviously, again, they have no fans unless you count in NXT, where they have about maybe 100. Why they can't do that on Raw and they can't do that on SmackDown, I don't know. But the Thunderdome at first looked good. Still looks good. And I've been in the Thunderdome, but I don't now feel a need to be in it. I just think it still looks good, but it's getting stale, it's getting bland, and the more I see it, the more I'm bored with it. And when you have all the pay-per-views in the Thunderdome, they feel meaningless. That was going to bring me to the pay-per-view. So we use SummerSlam. SummerSlam did not feel like the big one of the big four, is the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. It was good, but it didn't feel like the second biggest pay-per-view of the year. Survivor Series, I know I'm jumping ahead, and I'm going to go back a little bit. Okay, Hell in a Cell. You had 3 Hell in a Cell matches, just ridiculous, just pointless, all good matches, but way overbooking, and they did that because of the times we're in. Survivor Series did not feel like one of the big fours. It felt like very much, apart from The Undertaker, apart from Drew versus Reigns, a very much throwaway pay-per-view. If you missed it, you didn't really miss much. Then we've got TLC coming up, not 1, but 2 TLC matches for whatever reason. Who knows what the reason is? I don't think there should be 1 TLC match, never mind 2. I don't think, it should be, it's December, it's TLC, it's October, it's Hell in a Cell, it's, I don't know, September, it's Clash of Champions. Bring back all pay-per-views. Fans are not going to mourn, and I said this in my War Games review. I had a little rant saying if you brought back, let's say, Vengeance or Judgment Day or No Mercy or No Way Out, whatever, fans are not going to say, well, No Way Out should be in February or Vengeance should be in July. Fans aren't going to be saying that. We'd be happy with change. It keeps it fresh. Hopefully Halloween Havoc was a test run, and they're going to bring that as a proper pay-per-view. Let's hope. I would completely ditch Hell in a Cell next year, ditch TLC next year. The only 4 I'm going to go on a rant here, but the only pay-per-views I would keep for WWE would be Royal Rumble, which I think is good every single year, all the surprises, and it's that Raw to WrestleMania. Survivor Series I would keep. Clash of Champions I would probably keep. And then that is probably it. Elimination Chamber, I think you've done everything you can with that. Money in the Bank, very unique this year, but nothing much can be done. And I think you've now kind of made Money in the Bank important, and it's got its own pay-per-view. Stick it back on Mania or just ditch it. Clash of Champions, like I said, would keep that. Extreme Rules, I would ditch again. This year was different. Probably due to COVID, due to what's going on in the world. But again, I would ditch that. Hell in a Cell, I would ditch. Survivor Series would keep. And TLC, I would ditch. And any other theme pay-per-views I've forgotten, probably won't keep them anyway. Storylines, I mean, good in WWE. This Roman Reigns thing is absolutely fantastic. Must-see TV. Roman Reigns, yes, Jason, is at his best. Better than he's ever been. This heel turn has been incredible. Juice's had a push out of it. He's come from most probably being backstage in catering to... Because look at Eric. I've always been injured, and Eric, where is he? He pops up now and again, but really isn't used properly. So, Juice's had a push out of it. Main event at Clash of Champions. Making history, opening match. I Quit Hell in a Cell match at Hell in a Cell. On the Survivor Series team. Many SmackDown main events. Now, for whatever reason, seems to be getting jobbed out, getting pushed back or whatever. Don't really understand it, but there you go. So Reigns has been the best he has. Orton has had an incredible year. Drew's had an incredible year. 2-time WWE champion. So all of that has been good. But the overbooking of pay-per-views, the Thunderdome has now gone bland. The small roster they've got, also they can't have everybody. All of that are bad things. Is this the end for WWE? Hell no. I said 500 million. Again, that number 500 million in revenue. So this is nowhere near the end. And also, no more house shows, which I just think is ridiculous. I think that's where WWE made their money. And I think when all this virus, all this pandemic is over and fans are allowed back, it's going to be the boom period. It's going to be better than it's ever been. Merchandise, shows, etc., etc. So I don't think that's a stupid idea to get rid of them. Certainly, when they come over here, a lot of people just go to those house shows because they're cheaper than the main shows, the shows on TV, a little bit cheaper. But hopefully next year they can do a tour, come to Manchester. I'll go. And hopefully we can see fans. Apparently, there's rumoured fans going to be at the Rumble, then at WrestleMania. Do I think it's going to be thousands of fans? Going to be a big stadium? No, I don't. But I think it's going to be in the Royal Rumble, certainly in the Thunderdome, with fans. WrestleMania, I think they could have maybe 5,000 fans spread out like they do with AEW. Just not. And if WWE don't want to show the fans, fine, can do that without showing the fans. So they can do that. But also with WWE storylines, or quite a few storylines, let's say we'll say the Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins one, that are just absolutely garbage. Retribution are now garbage. And these things are sort of confusing. If you're confusing fans like me that have been watching for 20 years, then your casual fans are definitely confused. We're going to switch off, go and watch AEW, or go and watch something else. So, a lot of good with WWE, but a lot of bad with WWE. This is certainly not a year I look back on and think, oh, WWE, this was the best year ever. But there we go. That's my thoughts on Ring of Honor, Impact, AEW, and WWE. State of address, as I guess you could call it. Said we'll be doing one tomorrow. British companies, one main company that I have plenty to say about. And its feeble little marks. Let me know if you agree. Do you agree about the stuff I've said about all these four companies? Do you hope that if you're from the UK, do you hope that they do a UK tour? Do you hope they're going to get fans back? Do you think that any of these companies, like Ring of Honor, maybe a smaller company, are done and out of business? But I just thought I'd come on here, like I said, and give my thoughts. So that's really it. Again, I'm just going to, for the final chance, check my notes. So I've kind of gone through everything the storylines, really. Just 1 second here, guys. Yeah, so the storylines really I need to cover are in the greatest. Some have been fantastic, like Reigns, like Orton. Some like the Rey Mysterio, Seth Rollins, all of that. Absolute shit and absolute hot garbage. And that's it, really. Do subscribe. That is of the utmost importance, because I am the man. I am the one and only. I am Ricky Goldman.